the good thing though is that certification, man, that certification is worth gold in my opinion.
Yeah, it's something I had written some questions to ask you about because so I don't have any. You're a 3, I have 0. I've talked for years about going, and it was always one of those like, oh yeah, the money left over at the end of the year, I'll go get it. And I've said that for like 5 years. So, you know, some questions for you is how'd you even get into it? I know you talked about your dad having it, and then um, what does that look like from a day to day or even just a yearly? Like, hey, this is what we're doing, and this is really what we're solving. We know what it is surface level, but what are you really
Right.
doing?
Yeah. So I actually I didn't even want to be in coatings. I grew up, my dad used to take me with him to Sherwin-Williams stores. Like paint thinner is like my childhood. I just remember the smell of paint forever. I wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, paint's stupid. It's boring. That's gay. I don't want to do that, Dad. That's boring. I 21 years old. I tried the army, thought that was my career, had a like freak surgery that I had to have that ended my military career. So
Before it
like
began?
yeah, every path I'm like, "Oh, I'll try this." I'm like, that didn't work." And then I was 21, 22 years old, completely lost, just drinking my face off because I'm like depressed. I was a notary making $16 an hour up in Pittsburgh. And I mean, I tried everything: mechanic, electrician. I've jack of all trades. There's, I'll get into that saying later, but the how I got into it was no path. Didn't know what I was going to do, and then a friend of my dad's, his name's Kirk Shields. He reached out and was like, "What's your eldest son up to? I need to get an inspector on this project, and I can't get anybody to go on it because of height." And
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of heights. I didn't ride roller coasters or nothing. And they were like, if you go take this 5-day class, like we can get you an interview. And I'm like, that sounds interesting. He's like, for $30 an hour. I'm like, double the money I'm making now for a 5-day class. I was like, yeah, like absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And because the alternative is go join a 4-year school that you
Yeah.
sign on a bunch of debt and then there's no guarantee for work. And I'm like, that's an awful idea. I was like, let's give this a shot. So I went to the class. I fell in love with it day one. I was just like, I had no clue that this was all involved, like the chemistry and the science behind all of it. I thought it was just, open up a can, dip a paintbrush, and you put it on. How hard could it be? And I think that's what most
Yep.
people think, honestly. And once I realized like how complex and like really just fascinating all of it was, like I found my calling and was like top of my class. I struggled in school. I just ADD or whatever. But yeah, once I got in, they put me on that project. It was a 56-story skyscraper, the outside of it, working off swing
Wow.
stages. And it was 550,000 square feet of steel that was water jetted, 40,000 psi, and then it was brush and rolled, 3 coats.
500,000 square feet.
It was around 4,400 windows that had to be feathered and cut,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was a zinc epoxy urethane system.
Wow. That was your first one.
Very
Right.
first one.
Well, welcome to the show.
Exactly. And there was no like, here's weeks of training and here's like, someone to go. I had a week or two of the guy that was quitting. And I swear it was like a week. And he was like, all right, I'm out of here. Like, good luck. So then I was sitting there working 7/12s and I had 36 painters like on different parts of the building. And because we would have to like basically work around like just in the shade. we'd have to work in the shade. It would get way too hot. So like we would just kind of slowly corkscrew up and down the building throughout the day. And yeah, adrenaline was like maxed at that point, and it really kind of set the stage just for like me craving more interesting, dangerous stuff, like natural. Yeah, that was the first project. Had a blast. Like, had my whole world opened up from that 5-day class and then this first project. After that, naturally, I didn't save a dime like any young person does.
Any self-respecting 23-year-old.
Exactly. You spend everything plus some. And I was like, well, I can do this forever, like 7 days a week, whatever. After the project ended, I didn't know that like you'd have more than likely not have to travel, but if you're living up north, you're going to have to travel, or you're just going to work 7-8 months out of the year. So I ended up finding a Greek paint contractor, bridge painting contractor, and became their QC. So I basically learned how to hide every trick in the book for hiding stuff on bridge painting. I learned, which made me an awesome, inspector.
Yeah.
So I spent a year and a half with them, did a few bridges, did a bunch of stuff. It was an awesome, awesome experience. Then went back to the inspection side, did water towers in New York, Maryland, Eastern Pennsylvania, did a bridge, solar farm in Georgia, paper mills in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And then
now armed with knowing how you cheat too. So
exactly,
on a lot.
Exactly. So it just so happened like the right style of projects and everything just kind of fell into I was at the right place, right time, with knowing the right people. And my mentor, Kirk Shields, I ended up back with him. I was with him the first project on the skyscraper. Then we went a few years apart, ended up back with him. He sent me to Virginia Beach for 2.5 years to do wastewater treatment plants. I think there were like 6 or 7 plants that we did, like all of their tanks, their bypasses, their like lift stations, all of the sewer lines. I mean, it was like
the whole
yeah, exactly. Ridiculous number of tanks and stuff that we did, and it was actually me and my dad. We were working for the same company. They put us in roommates together, and I was like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh fuck, I don't want to like be with him again, like, because me and him are like alike, so we just butt heads constantly.
Yeah.
But like looking back, like I'm so grateful that, like, I don't know, not many people get to work with their parents, so it's like, and it could be bad in some cases, but for me, like I really appreciate that time. I wish I would have appreciated it more in the moment. But I'm still hopeful. My dad's been working for GPI. After COVID happened, he needed like health benefits and stuff. And as I'm growing this business, I'm not in a position to pay for great health care right now. So I was like, he went to GPI. He's been doing some bridge work and stuff. He's a level 3 too. His NACE number is 3,000, like 3,073 or something like that.
Oh, wow, he's got a low one.
Yeah, mine is 37,000. My brother's is like 70 some thousand or something like that. So yeah, he's been in it a while, but he's unfortunately just like a majority of our industry that doesn't like technology. I feel like 90% of our industry doesn't like it.
Yeah, because a lot of what you guys do is still pen and paper, right? You're filling out 100 pages of forms.
That's what they
now
use. I've switched. I've converted it all to digital and have templates for just about everything, and really like grabbed that reporting Like we've been using the same reports since like the 90s. Like nothing changes. And so like with this industry, there's so much room for like advancement and just improvements from the younger generation if they were aware that this career existed. And I think that's what I'm hoping to do with my channel. I feel like you're doing, this something similar, and just trying to bring awareness, kind of show the younger people that there's some really cool jobs out there that don't require $100,000 degree.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a ton of room to come over here and not go because everybody's like, I want to be in tech, I want to be in tech sales, but or tech sales, tech